Welcome to the Retail Boss Podcast. I am your host, Kina, aka the Retail Boss Guru. Are you ready to learn how to retail to retire? Listen, if you are a cosmetologist, barber, nail tech, makeup artist, salon owner, or just an entrepreneur / business owner, then you are listening to the right broadcast today. My goal is for everyone to take something from this feast of a table that I am about to spread out just for you. Welcome to another episode of the Retail Boss Podcast. It's your girl, Kina, aka the Retail Boss. How are y'all doing out there? Listen, today is a day. It is the day the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it, because what I got for y'all today is off the, okay? So first of all, if it's your first time joining me on the Retail Boss Podcast, child, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the show. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure that you are clicking that subscribe button and hit that little notification bell so that every time we upload a new podcast, you are in it to win it with us. For everyone that is listening to the audio podcast, I'm so glad that you are here. We are excited to be here for you guys. Y'all know I done changed up the podcast for a minute. Don't act like y'all don't know. Y'all know, because I've been bringing y'all some bomb interviews lately. I did a survey. Y'all told me y'all wanted to have these interviews. And guys, I have been bringing you people to help transform your business, to help transform your mind, to help transform your life. It's going to be another one of those great interviews. But before we get started, I got to do my little commercials. Y'all already know what time it is. If you don't know, I need you to know, because you asked me for it and I came in and I brought it in with a bang. Do you or do you not have your download digital copy of the Survival Guide to Beauty Retail? If you don't have it, I'm going to need you to make sure you click the links down in the show notes and go ahead to my website and get it. Because if you are still trying to figure out the retail game, if you are trying to still figure out how do I train my team how to retail in my salon, even if you have booth renters, even if you have people that are in your salon or barbershop that are on commission, everybody in your salon, barbershop, nail salon, spa, everybody should be retailing. It is a part of their job. And we, as beauty business owners, we wear a lot of hats and we have to manage a lot of things. But training is definitely up to you. It is your part. So in this guide, I'm giving you all the ins and outs to how to properly retail, how to take inventory, and just do all the good stuff when it comes to retailing, because you guys already know I gave you my story about how I was able to make $60,000 a year off my 4 walls. Yeah, that part right there. I'm going to need you to get the workbook. That's one. Number 2, if you forgot, I'm going to remind you. If you are a wig maker, if you are a barber and you do man weaves, if aesthetic hair pieces, I'm going to need you guys to get involved in this new course that I unleashed this beast last year. So I guess it's not really new, but if you needed a reminder, I'm here to give that to you today. My government contracting for beauty and barber professionals is one of my number 1 sought after classes. And guys, let me tell you something. When you get involved with selling your beauty retail to the government, you will go to so many different levels. And guess what? I'm teaching you how to sell your wig retail if you do wigs. If you don't do wigs, I'm also teaching you how to take your business to the next level by also selling regular beauty retail items to the government as well, guys. I listen, you know what? I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it too much. However, I did a whole YouTube on this. So go back in my videos and catch up, because listen, it is happening, and beauty industry professionals are now able to create another stream of revenue for their businesses. And guys, that is where it is. Okay. Last but not least, if you have not joined the Retail Boss University membership, I'm going to need you to make sure that you do. Why? There are so many features and benefits that you guys get by being a member of the Retail Boss University. First of all, you guys get a one-on-one masterclass with me every single month live. You guys also get downloadable courses that are dripped to you every single month. So you build this whole library of educational videos for any issue that you are having in your salon, in your business. You will be able to find an answer within the membership because you have a library full of videos that you can go and watch and download. Also, I'm giving you guys cheat sheets, downloadable spreadsheets that you can use to help you analyze your numbers in your business so that you understand your profit and loss statement and you're figuring out what areas that you need to improve on to make sure that your business is making the money that you should be making. I also teach you how to goal set. So there's a lot of benefits that you guys are getting by being a part of the membership. And then if I put on any virtual events and any virtual classes, you guys get 50% off. That's a whole lot going on for a month's worth of membership, right? Listen, I'm excited to have you. I'm welcoming you into my space and I'm building this whole community just for you. So, without further ado, I want to introduce to you guys a lady that I hold very dear to my heart. She is someone that came into my life at such a profound time of where my business is starting to take a shift and a turn. And I really prayed and asked God to give me the help that I needed because there are certain things that we got to be 100 and realize we don't know everything. Okay. You can't wear all of these different hats and never elevate to the next level. So I get it. A lot of us are using social media platforms that are free. We're using all these different things that are free to get started and push our business forward. But when you get to a point to where you need to take it to the next level, we have to employ people to do that. We have to hire people to help do that because we are just simply not educated in these areas. And guess what? It is okay because your girl don't know everything. And that's one thing I can say that I love about myself. When I recognize and realize this is a weakness, I need to check that. Okay. And your spirit should be checking your soul on a daily basis. And if it's not, you already know I'm leading you right to the throne. Okay. All right. So I want to introduce to you a young lady. I call her a young lady because she is definitely young. She is amazing. And what I can tell you guys is Dr. Amy Rucker has been out here doing her thing for quite some time. Dr. Amy is not only going to lead us to where we need to go with our businesses, but she's also a woman of God and a prayer warrior. And I can appreciate that because there's nothing like having someone to work with you in your business and they're also a believer. So that's a great thing about her. But I'm going to read you guys a little bit of her bio. Dr. Amy Rucker, of her many successful endeavors, is a best-selling author, sought after, empowered speaker, revolutionary thinker, and transformational leader. Dr. Amy's accomplishments extend far and beyond the pulpit. Okay, as the founder, CEO of Amy Rucker Global Women's CEO Network and senior pastor of Christian Empowerment Center, Dr. Rucker is proven as one who takes action. Overcoming societal statistics, Dr. Amy has proven that anything is possible. She is a first generational pastor, author, entrepreneur, and doctorate earner that resides in Las Vegas, Nevada. Y'all forgive me, these eyes is acting up, but that's all right. She is a mother and a daughter of 8. Dr. Rucker has over 10 years in ministry, marketplace, public speaking, mentoring, entrepreneurship, and now authorship. When she is not teaching, speaking, or preaching, Dr. Amy's mission is to help hurting people heal, help couples win at relationships, to empower and encourage women, and innovate in ways while sharing the message of Jesus Christ and biblical principles. And y'all already know that is what I am all about. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the Retail Boss Podcast, Dr. Amy Rucker. Girl, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you? I'm absolutely wonderful.
You look so beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Listen, y'all ready?
We It's on. We are ready. We really are. I've been talking about you to so many of my beauty industry professional friends. So to have you here today, I am totally honored. I reverence you being a woman of God. I reverence everything that you are doing, and you are killing it and crushing it in so many different areas when it comes to social platforms. And I needed to bring you to the forefront because what you do and what you have to offer all professionals, not just beauty industry, but for us in the beauty industry, there are so many areas where we are weak. And Dr. Amy, we need you. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be a part. And I pray that you can hear me well.
Yes, I can hear you well. Yes, ma'am. So listen, Dr. Amy, I know I read your bio and it's extensive. Like there are a lot of things, there are a lot of moving pieces to what it is that you do. Can you give us a little bit of a, summary and background about how you got started in all of these different things that you are doing and what you offering?
Yes. So as it relates to the entrepreneurship part of it all, I ended up having a baby, you guys. And when I realized I had to ask permission to get days off to take my daughter to the doctor, that didn't sit well with me. And that really put me on a journey. And it kind of started before that because I had a mentor program and I had a personal growth and development company where I was helping women advance in their careers. And so I had gotten out of that and went back to corporate America. But then I realized that was the activator that was like, look, snap out of it. This is not where God has you. This is not where God needs you to be. And so it was a wake up call that it was time for me to do everything in my power to buy back my freedom and my hours. And so it wasn't even about the money. We think it's always about the money, Miss Keena, not realizing that my time, the freedom that I can have is more valuable than anything else. The ability to wake up when I want to, leave when I want to, and to have access to my daughter like I need to, that's vital.
Yes, it definitely is. So, you being a mom and an entrepreneur and stepping out in this vein, like what is it that pushes you forward and keeps you going? Because, it's not easy out here being an entrepreneur, being a woman, being a Black woman as we are. We go through so many different things and challenges and just in business. So what is it that keeps you motivated and keep you going?
The fact that my yes is connected to somebody else's blessing.
Amen.
The fact that if I stop, then that means somebody else's destiny is being blocked. Like I wouldn't have met you, right? And so if I stop, how delayed will you be because I didn't say yeah? And so, and of the very thing, of course, my own drive, determination, and just the calling that's on my life that keeps me persistent. But that's still a choice. And so I choose every day to say yes so that somebody else can get the breakthrough and the blessing that they need as well.
Amen. I know that's right. And it is so true. You know what I'm saying? Like I met you at like it seemed like the perfect timing, so to speak. And I'm definitely in a place where I'm trying to take my business to the next level. So I definitely appreciate you being obedient to the Holy Spirit with that, because we definitely need you out here in these streets.
And the funny thing is that I have hair license since 2006, but don't operate in the profession.
And
I still do hair. I still know all about the business side of it. And so I'm excited.
Wow, that is amazing. I was actually gonna bring that up. I was gonna let everybody know, like, don't get it twisted, because Dr. Amy knows about the beauty industry. She has definitely gone through trainings and things of that nature, so you know what's going on out here. So with that being said, let's speak to the piece about marketing and branding businesses, because a lot of us don't really know how to put ourselves in a position to be found. And a lot of us are afraid to get in front of the camera and speak. We're afraid to take pictures and post, but there's another piece to that. And I want you to speak to what it is that you are now doing to help people like me flourish and push our visions to the next level.
So first of all, when it comes to branding and marketing, let me say this for somebody that might be watching or listening to this. If you don't, they will, right? As it relates to branding. If I don't brand me, somebody else will brand me, but branding is going to happen regardless. And so we got to get out the fearful. We got to get out of the fact that we're fearful of things and just let it be and just do what we know we can do. Man, quit worrying about what people say. I don't care about what people think. You just got to show up and kill it and become the industry expert at what you do in your lane that you do it in. And so how one of those things that we utilize is Clubhouse, right?
Yes.
Or social media. And Clubhouse is an actual game changer. If you got beauty products, if you're looking for new clients, if you just want to do market research and test things out and see what people are saying, you definitely want to be in Clubhouse or showing up online. It is the new wave. We're in a digital era. And so if you're not in the digital space, then you're going to become obsolete.
Absolutely. You definitely are. And, you know, let's talk about Clubhouse and how you became the guru, how you took over with a vengeance. And I tell people all the time, Clubhouse is God's house. I don't care what nobody say. I have never seen an app develop so quickly and so many people of God in so many different areas and markets gather and come to one place and just share. So let's speak to that. I would like, tell us how you took that on by storm. Tell us how you did that.
So I was originally tired of Facebook, right? I had got tired of all the social media platforms that I was using. And I was like, okay, because you know how you put people out, but because they're familiar with you, they don't really buy, they don't really support. They might share a flyer, they might like a post. But that's the bare minimum. They ain't really buying what you need.
Right.
And so I said, God, I need something new. And I'd been hearing about Clubhouse all up and down my Facebook timeline, but they kept saying it was invite only and it was for Apple. So I was like, I don't have an Apple phone because I'm an Android girl.
Right.
And I don't have no invite to get on whatever it is that they're talking about. So my baby, she is an Apple girl. So she has the Apple, she has the iPad, she has the little iPad, she has everything Apple, right? So I was like, let me see your phone. This was Christmas. God was like, I want you to get on Clubhouse. He was like, but when you get on, I don't want you in any of the church rooms. I want you there strictly for business. I was like, okay. So I went on not knowing if I would have an invite. I was like, I don't even know if I got no invite. So let me just try to get on this thing.
Okay.
Boom. Got on it and somebody had already invited me. The lady never told me she invited me. She never said nothing. She didn't DM me. She didn't text me. She didn't email me. She didn't say nothing. I knew it was God. And I was like, and it was somebody that I didn't expect to even do it. I was like, oh my gosh, wait, what? Whoa. And so got on the app, looked around for a little bit, but I didn't really understand it. So I got off immediately after about 30 minutes and I didn't get back on it to another 15 days. So I really didn't get on to about January, maybe 12th or 11th. And I was like, finally, okay, God was like, look, I need you to navigate this app. And instantly I just hit the ground running. I was in pitch rooms. I'm like, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, am I supposed to be pitching? So I'm accidentally raising my hand, girl. I think the Holy Spirit I was like raising my hand for stuff. I'm like, ooh, and they would call me to the stage. But when I got on the stage, I knew I was used to stages. I was used to speaking. I was used to pitching. I was used to introductions. So when I got on the stage, I said, okay, this is just another stage. It's just one that I can't see. So do what you do on a stage. When it's time for you to get the mic, you open your mouth and you speak. And the rest has been history. I've been on stages with all types of individuals. I mean, names that you wouldn't even think of, I've been on the stages with them.
Wow. That is truly amazing. And you're right. It's just a stage that you cannot see. And I know personally for myself, a young lady that I mentor, she actually invited me to Clubhouse. And I was like, what is this? And she says, it's like a podcast on steroids. And I was just like, oh, that's my jam. I could do that. But I'm not going to lie. Once I got on the app, I got a little intimidated and I was like, I don't really know how this all works. So that's when somebody like you comes in. and you began to give us the tips of how to curate stages, how to, if you should open a room, what you need to do to get started so that you get some, recognition and getting involved on the app first, and then building up to that point to where you start like hosting rooms, and you do a lot of the moderating, which we don't know anything about. So explain how that happens when you're moderating a room and what that brings to your brand.
So moderating is so critical. So there's a few types of moderators that you could be. You could be the moderator host, the moderator facilitator, and the moderator that somebody just asked you to be to add stage equity value to their stage, meaning they thought enough about you because you were so valuable that you will increase the value of their room, that people will want to come. The first thing you need to do is identify what position you're playing on the stage. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they don't know where they belong on the stage. And when you don't know where you belong on the stage, you'll mishandle a stage. And there's a lot of stage etiquettes that you have to make sure you're abiding by. People have rooms. They have rules for their stage. They have certain things. You then have to identify what's the stage style. Is this an interview? Is this a popcorn style where we have panelists? Is it something that we're doing cues or segments where it's like you might have a show and it's 10 minutes, and then this person might have one, it's 30 minutes, and we have our different segments, but it's a time frame. So there's all types of layouts, but moderating is it's a responsibility. People wear it as a badge of honor, but it's definitely a responsibility.
Wow. That right there is a lot, because I definitely didn't know that part. I just kind of started going into rooms and just watching and just kind of seeing how it was going. So that is some great information. And I know there are a lot of us that are watching that are like, okay, now I understand it. Now I kind of want to get in it. So now, Dr. Amy, let's take this interview to the next level.
Okay.
There are some things that you offer on your website. And I can tell you, just yesterday, I learned a whole lot that I did not know about Canva. And
Canva is amazing.
And I'm saying that because of the simple fact that I don't have this, like, when people think about hairstylists and makeup artists and barbers, they're like, oh, you guys are super artistic and gifted. I am with my hands. But when it comes to doing something that's digital, I could be thinking it in my mind, but not really know how to make it look well and come out well and just be presented in a way that's impactful for me to be able to post or use in my email marketing and my social media platforms and things of that nature. So I would like for you to introduce to us your platform and what it is that you have to offer the beauty industry professionals, because I know I keep saying that we need you, but I don't know if they know that they need you.
Listen, they should be dominating in their field based off their branding, their marketing, their positioning, and their packaging. And if they're not doing those things, how do you stand out online amongst everybody else? Everybody's selling lashes, everybody's selling hair, but what makes you different is going to be, one, your messaging. Who am I talking to? Two, it's going to be how you show up online. Are your pictures popping? Are they custom? Do you have it where it looks like it's a luxury brand, or is it just something that I want to pick up from the neighborhood hair store? Or why should I buy from Kina? And so Canva is actually one of those tools that has allowed me to build websites, landing pages, graphic designs like the one you see on the banner that we're in StreamYard. You can make those, all types of stuff that you can show up online with ease and half the time for half the money. And you can't beat that. How you position yourself and how you market yourself matter. Your name is the retail boss. That means you have secured that branding, that name, that title, and you own it. And so I think the beauty industry, when do you wake up? Are you the lash queen? Are you the laid and slayed hair designer that do weaves? You have to make sure you own whatever market you own in, but you're gonna need some tips and tools to do it, right? So you need that branding kit. You need those branding materials. You need to have your online presence impeccable. It has to stand out amongst the rest so that you can dominate in the industry.
Wow. So are you saying that this is what you offer? You're offering to be able to put those things together for someone's particular brand?
Absolutely. If they need strategies on how to position themselves, package themselves, and get their messaging and marketing right, absolutely. Working on whatever types of backgrounds, graphics, and different things that they really need to show up like a boss, then yeah.
I know that's right. I love it. I do. And I'm just like, I'm totally like zoned in to you and what you have going on, because I just think that what you're doing and what you offer is a phenomenal thing, and we all need it. So with that being said, I know that you also like you train speakers, and you also train people to push their branding when it comes to them releasing books and things of that nature. So if you could just speak to that part of what it is that you do, that would be amazing.
So we all have a story, right? And so our story has to go from a place of just being told to where that story becomes sold. So you have a concept that says retail to retire.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the pain points in the process that you need to tell people about is the reason why. Because guess what? We don't want you to make all this money in your younger years, but you haven't set yourself up for wealth in your latter years. And so now you got to go work at Walmart because you didn't position yourself properly for retirement while you was in retail. And that story needs to be told to people. Everybody has something. There's a reason why you got into the beauty industry. Is it because you wanted to get people more confident when they leave it, whether they got edges or not, right? Do you want to make sure that they're beautiful? And so what is the particular story and why you got into it? How did you journey to where you are? That message has to be out, but it also has to be in your messaging when you're marketing. And so absolutely, if you got speaking engagements, there's platforms that you guys should be speaking on. There's people that need the information that you have on the inside, and they need to hear it. You need to help people. There's digital products you're supposed to be creating so that you can make it easier for people to have continual education, that they can get to their successes a lot quicker. It's time out for us hiding the game, but we also practice the game where it's positioned right where you win as well as them winning as well. And so whether you want to start speaking, whether you want to stand on virtual stages, live stages, I teach speakers how to show up in half the time with half the stress, but in a big way.
Yeah, and you really hit something there, because I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, there are other ways that we can be making money, and we just don't know all of our strengths. So someone could look at like a person like you can analyze someone's business and say, yes, you do this and you specialize in that, but you also have this going on, and you've released a book, and I don't see a presence of your book being sold. Like, what have you done with this? And how many speaking engagements have you gone on or gotten invited to? Or what have you done with your platform to create your own speaking engagements, or maybe putting on your own conferences and, courses and classes and things of that nature? So being able to that's a gift. Being able to pull out what's on the inside of someone and help them to be able to use that gift as a stream of revenue, because I think it's very critical for us to understand as believers, God has given us so many gifts and talents. And a lot of times we get stuck in a place to where we feel like, oh, this is the only place to where I excel. This is where I'm supposed to stay. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. And then we don't move, and we become stagnant, and we get caught up in these circles in the religious mindset of, well, the word says that if I give, it shall be given back to me. And good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. And if I continue to plant seeds, God's going to give me a harvest, and I'm going to walk into a miracle. If I continue just to speak God's word, and it's just going to happen out the blue, not realizing the other piece to that. And I want you to speak to that piece, because you are a pastor. And I know where I'm at in the scriptures, but I want you to speak to that piece, because not only are you here to bring us education and information, but you are also here to bring an impartation to everybody that's listening, because I'm always referring every podcast. I do a scripture focus, and I revert us back to the word. But as a woman of God, I want you to speak to that piece because we need an impartation from you today.
Amen. Amen. Listen, before I go there, this dropped in my spirit as you were talking that we got to get to a place where when in the hair industry, right, you make money daily, so they spend daily, and people usually don't put away for the future. But you have to be able to see the multi gifts that God has given you and invest in those avenues, so then you can store up for your children's children to have an inheritance. And we were talking about being digital products and things of that nature. That's one of when I say it is a gift, I am like a digital product strategist. I find the money that people are leaving on the table so that they can generate the lifestyle that they want without lifting a hand, baby, because you can do it from your laptop and a cell phone. That's how powerful it is, but people are leaving it on the table. So I guess my encouraging word going to be to the audience today is, what have you left on the table? What's in your house that you have not really been utilizing? What gift are you sleeping on? What talents do you really have, but because somebody else said that you couldn't do it, they killed off the dream in you? There's going to be always a person that comes to speak to kill, steal, and destroy because they couldn't do it. They don't want you to do it, Keena. How you going to have 50,000 people on a podcast? Because you were persistent, because you were faithful, because you showed up, and because you did the work. I don't know who we're talking to, but somebody needs to revisit the things that they have in their house. What is the house? The house is your actual body. There's talents, gifts, and resources that can be birthed right out of you that's in your house. But if you get somebody that can help you look at them a little different, you can pull out a wealth of information, knowledge, and resources that can make many streams. And so I hope that's encouraging. Keena, what do you think about that?
Yes. And it is so true. And I think as believers, and entrepreneurs as a whole, I think we miss the other step. And we have to make sure that we put our faith into action. You have to do something. You can't just sit back on these gifts and talents and expect to become a millionaire or six-figure stylist. Because I know this, first of all, I'm so past the six-figure stylist. Anytime I even see anybody promoting something like that, I'm like over it, because you need more than six figures these days to even live. Okay, let's just keep it 100. So when I hear people, saying these things or whatever, on social media, we get caught up in looking at everybody's glamorous lifestyle, but we don't know the back end of the story and what they went through to get to the level of success that God has allowed their gifts to make room for them and to walk into the wealth. People don't understand the struggle behind it, and the praying and fasting and just really seeking God in all of his ways and acknowledging him in all of his ways, allowing him to really and truly direct our path. And that's how I got to you. Like, I know Curtis might think, no, that's my sister. That's my sister. That's what he said now. That's my sister. You ain't about to be calling my sister. We can share her. But I'm like, dude, I believe that this was for me. So we argue about that. We be arguing about you all the time. It's so funny. But I believe that, when we continue to put the kingdom of God first and all of its righteousness, all of these things that we're wanting, it shall be added unto us.
That's the byproduct.
In so many different ways. And I think we leave out the work part. Like, there's some work. I'm not saying that works, but what I am saying, there is work that we have to do behind the scenes. And if you don't know how to do that work, we have to make sure that we are asking God for direction first. Again, acknowledging him first. And now he will send you a Dr. Amy Rucker to help take your business to the next level. So today, bringing you to this stage, to this panel, to this podcast. Now everyone has the ability to sit back and analyze their business and say, wait a minute, that right there, I need help in this area. And the first step to walking in that faith and walking in that work is to first acknowledge the fact that you don't know what you're doing. Acknowledge the fact that in order for my business to go to the next level, I need help. Yeah. And I'm going to humble myself. The things that I think I know, I'm a blank canvas, dude. I don't know nothing. Teach me, show me, and now let me make that investment of how to move forward and get the help that I need. So can you please like just let everyone know like the digital products that you have to offer? Can you let us know about what they are? Because I'm ready to share that.
Absolutely. So I have a Canva Design Academy where you can go in and learn how to brand and market your own self. And then I have a done for you one where I can help you build out your digital, just your things for your banners, your marketing stuff, your like a whole toolkit that can rebrand, like a rebrand toolkit that you can just easily edit in Canva, and it is premium level. So we do make it look like a luxury brand and not like it's not elementary or introductory. So we definitely are excited about that. If you want to become a speaker, if you say, hey, I'm starting to get more into speaking, I want to tell my story, I want to write a book on how I became a salon owner, all the struggles, all the backbiting, all the fighting, all the stuff that I had to go through. I have some coaching programs as it relates to that. And so I'm excited for whoever decides that they need some help, because you said something. One thing is Jesus was a businessman, and people don't realize that he was the greatest influencer, the greatest marketer, and the greatest entrepreneur ever. And the first thing he went to do is he realized in order to push his mission forward that he needed to go get some help.
Yes.
And so he found people that was in the marketplace to assist them with his mission.
Absolutely, sure did, because those disciples were all business owners.
They were.
And, you know, and for Jesus to say, hey, drop your money bags and follow me, he had to have some money. He had to have something. Nobody's going to follow a leader that they know can lead them to where they need to be and who's broke. And I'm a firm believer that as people in the body of Christ, I don't believe it is God's will for us to be broke, busted, and disgusted. I believe that everybody goes through a season, but the season is not for you to stay there. No. Just because COVID came in and everyone was affected, the beauty industry, we were hit really hard because they said we were non-essential workers. A lot of people were like, I still got to feed my family. People were sneaking in their shops. People was calling the cops on salon owners and barbershop owners because they were like trying to take care and secure their family. In that moment, we had a huge opportunity to really get closer to God. A situation and a circumstance will push you closer to God, push you where you need to be.
But I think that's why they need you, Ms. Keena. If I can chime in for a moment right there, to pandemic-proof their life.
Yes.
And so if they would have had that government contracting course, it could put you in a position where you're pandemic-proof. And the stuff that we're talking about, right? These digital products and different things that you could be offering in order to secure creative capital. It's so needed, because when do we know the next pandemic is not coming around the corner? How do we know? Yes. And so it's so critical to position yourself properly so that you can prosper in everything that happens in life. I tell them, boy, every time there's a recession, it's like my bank account triple. I say, that's the favor of God. That is God, honey. I'll be like, what?
Listen, that is the truth, because even, you know, I released that course right before the pandemic. I'm talking a few months prior. And when I released it, I wasn't ready to release it. And God was like, no, I need you to go ahead and just release it. And for the ones that saw the forest from the trees and jumped in, I want to say I had 10 people that jumped in right away. They started making money quickly. I'm talking quickly. I never not got orders throughout the entire pandemic. As a matter of fact, when they start giving out the PPP and the EIDL, I couldn't even apply for those things because my business, when I looked at it on a larger scale and I analyzed my profit and loss statement, my money went up. So who's giving money to somebody who excels? They were not going to give me anything. So I had people asking me that, like, are you going to get it? And then even when I got sent the email and they said, hey, you know, you qualify because of where your business is located. You qualify for this EIDL. I was like, all right, well, since I qualify, you know, let me go ahead and do it. They still came back and said, according to your credentials and your statements. You overqualify, so we can't give you no
That's
money, and we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wanted to give it to you, but we couldn't. So I wasn't even mad at it, because I'm like, there are people that truly desperately needed that. But yes, you're absolutely right. I was able to pandemic proof my business. And on top of that, I started releasing digital products during that time. Like, I was already kind of like in this flow of it. So for me, I just continued to excel when that was happening and thereafter. But now I've put through at least 30 barbers and cosmetologists through the program, and they've been making money ever since they started. And what I can tell you is I feel really good about that, because this is a hidden gem that nobody really knows about. And I'm so glad that now I'm going to be working with you to help expose that even more. So now you guys get to see the Retail Boss brand expand and just get bigger and better. And I need y'all to understand who's behind the scenes. It's going to be Dr. Amy, really helping to push this brand forward. I'm just so excited about it. It's such the right time. And so you guys need to sit back, and I encourage you to just pray and ask God for direction. Like, Lord, is this the person that is supposed to help me? And, you know, all those questions that you've had in your mind, sit down, write them down, meditate, you know, get your word and just really pray about it, and let God lead you, because I just brought you guys one of his very precious gifts today. This is not by chance. This was supposed to happen. We had technical difficulties trying to keep this from happening today, because this is for a lot of people. I'm not just going to say somebody, a lot of people. You, Dr. Amy, are an answer to a prayer. And I thank God for you so much. And I know we're cutting short on time, but I'm going to change up how I normally do this. And I'm still going to continue on. But I would like for you to pray over everyone that is listening to this podcast today, because I believe that there's an impartation that needs to come from your voice. And I believe that your voice stirs and moves atmosphere. So if you can ever so kindly give us a prayer before we let you go today. Well, wait, hold on. Before we do that, tell everybody where they can find you and your social media platforms as well.
So definitely you can find me on Facebook at Amy Rucker or Miss Amy Rucker. Instagram and Twitter is going to be I am Amy Rucker. And then Clubhouse is Dr. Amy Rucker. And then LinkedIn is just Amy Rucker. So anything around Amy Rucker, if you just Google it, it'll probably pop up. And so you can find those. Definitely follow me. Let's connect and let's see how God moves. And thank you so much, Miss Retail Boss, for having me, Tina.
We love you. I'm gonna say I love you, but everybody gonna love you in a minute, because once they see what you have to offer, they're gonna be like, because I've been buying stuff. I'm like, I need that. Let me get that. And so I need you guys to just really reach down in your pocket, your pocketbook, your wallet, and invest in yourself and invest in your business. And I told people time and time again on this podcast, I've spent over $1 million in education since I've been in the beauty industry 25 years. So I take my education very seriously. I don't expect for anything to come for free. I believe everything free ain't good. And I believe that you are definitely a resource to what it is that we need. So there it is. And so make sure you guys follow Dr. Amy on all of our social media platforms. I'm going to be plugging them down in the show notes, as well as in the YouTube notes as well. So you guys will be able to just click her links and go directly to her. You won't have to like search around for her. So I'm going to make sure that we do that. So Dr. Amy, if you could just close us out in prayer before we let you go, that would be amazing.
I think I'm unmuted.
There we go.
Sorry about that. Can
okay.
I give, if before we close out, can I just give a few ideas that just kind of dropped in my head that somebody need? I don't know why I heard an ebook as it relates to 10 tips on how to manage natural hair. I heard 10 tips on how to restore damaged hair. Wow. These are all ebooks that people can have, right? For some of the people that might be in products where you're starting to get into the esthetician stuff, where you're dealing with the skin. 5 ways to rejuvenate your skin. There's a lot of different things. Y'all can give tips on people that are struggling with alopecia, styles, 10 styles, Keena, that will help you, that are quick, easy, and still looks beautiful. That's a whole book. There's women. And that's the thing. It don't even have to be an ebook. These can be short videos that you can create, a digital product with many tutorials, and they get inside your membership or they get inside your subscription where you're dropping tips and nuggets and secrets, how to do a 45-degree angle cut in half the time, whatever the case may be, how to make your clients have a more luxurious experience where they want to do business with you all the time, where they choose you over the competitor, right? How to use Clubhouse to consistently get clients and a cash flow. Those are things that we definitely need to be tapping into. And so I just wanted to share some of those ideas that you should be having some type of subscription. Think about a subscription-based model where you're dropping different videos, or some type of portal where they can get access to your tips, tools, and trainings. So you definitely got to incorporate, for all the beauty industry, you got to start incorporating some type of digital space so you can build that digital real estate. It's going to be critical. The world is becoming digital. Less and less people, we know that the world is opening up, but the world did still slow down, where we notice a lot of people ain't going back to the way it's normal. Some people do operate in that space where, hey, I still want to be connected to my hairdresser, but maybe I have to just do it in a different way where she kind of teach me and give me tips and tools. Or you can be mailing your products to them. So be thinking about that too. Start maximizing y'all brands. Get those logos together. Start putting stuff on the logos. And so I just wanted to drop that. I hope that was something that was added to.
Yes, thank you so much, man. That was really, really good. I took a couple notes over here myself. That was good. Thank you so much for just being obedient with that. So yes, ma'am. We gonna let you close us out in prayer. Thank you so much.
All right, Father God, we thank you. We thank you for this day. We thank you for your mercy being new to us. God, we pray over every beauty industry retailer, salon owner, barber, beauty consultant, whatever it is. God, we ask that you just cover them, that blessings begin to overflow them and overtake them, back to back to back to back wins coming from the north, the south, the east, and the west. We ask that you just bless their hands, God, that you just stir up in their belly new ideas, new strategies, God. Give them new regions and new territories. God, we thank you right now because their creative juices are flowing even as they listen to the sound of my voice, that they're going to get executive wins, that people are coming back to pay money that they owe, that people are coming back to restore their name of things that they might have said that was not right or know that they were wrong. God, we thank you right now because you're restoring partnerships. You're building collaborations like never before in this season, that the beauty industry will be back to the where it once was, times that, God. We thank you that you are doing more in this season, that they are the solution to somebody's prayer, God. And we just magnify you for everything you're doing and everything you've done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you for restoration. I know that's right. Oh my gosh. That was awesome. Thank you so much for inspiring us, encouraging us, just speaking into our lives and hearts, and everything that you have to offer us, Dr. Amy. You will not be taken for granted being a part of this podcast today. Thank you so much. And I cannot wait for everyone to watch you transform the retail boss, because they're going to be like, she told us, she gave us her. Who shares? I know people that do not share their hidden gems. So, hey, I gave it to them on a platter. We fed their spirit and their soul today. So thank you, Dr. Amy, for being a part of this podcast. And I cannot wait to talk to you soon. And we're going to have you back, because I know by this time later on, you're gonna have developed some more things that we're gonna need to talk about. So I can't wait. I can't
give them all the secrets, because it's some stuff
I know
just you. So I couldn't.
That's right. And people need to watch this thing unfold. That way you can understand that I need somebody to really be able to personalize this thing that I'm doing with my business. So again, thank you so much. We appreciate you. You have an amazing day. And guess what? Everyone here on the Retail Boss Podcast, you guys have a blessed day. We're going to stop right here. We just going to let y'all just go ahead on, rewind this, watch it again. take notes, and contact Dr. Amy because you need a consultation. You need to figure out what you're doing wrong. So thank you guys so much for joining us on the platforms, and you guys have an amazing day. See you later, Dr. Amy.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to another impactful podcast episode. Please subscribe and leave a comment and let us know how this episode has impacted you and your business. Your comments are extremely important. It helps to make sure that others can find this information as well. To connect with me and my Retail Boss movement, please go to my website at www.retailbossbiz.com and subscribe to receive periodic updates to learn about my up-and-coming events and classes. Be sure to follow and subscribe to my Facebook group, Instagram, and YouTube pages. All of my links to my social media platforms can be found in the show notes of this podcast. Until next time, guys, have a blessed day.